Does that
3, 2, 1.
cells?
Hello, every pony, to the discussion video
Authorize.
Hello, every carny, to the 01 discussion live video.
You know, I'm down to bounce some ideas around because, like, I have hope for 01. I really do.
Like, first of all, what instead of a belt, he had like this weird spirit he could summon that like stands behind him.
What if he dies in episode 1 and he has to gather 99 progress keys?
On God. Why can a main Kamen Rider never die in the middle of a series? Like, I wish they would Gurren log on it and be like, all right, main character dead, secondary, you're in, dude.
New era, bro.
Before we go any further, you guys know I'm Marcosatsu. With me I have Bombastic the Blake. I also have Karn, the Karn, and Meta. Yeah. And Karn, let's start off with you. Whenever you saw Kamen Rider 01, initial impressions.
Initial impressions? That don't look like a protagonist.
That's what I was thinking.
That was like straight up. I was like, "Oh, cool! So that's the evil rider. When's the main guy gonna show up?" He looks so angry, and this to me, he looked like a kick hopper. He looked like the assholes that turn up halfway through the season. I'm like, I like the suit, but it don't look like a protagonist.
I think I know what the problem is. Maybe it's just because I'm ADD as fuck, but I feel like the arms don't have enough armor on them.
Oh, it's pure face for me. It's just that whole face, and the yellow as well was like a weird choice. I would have figured like green or maybe red. But I will say the second I heard authorize, I was in. I'm good.
I'm pretty sure you guys saw the recolors of 01 where they were like white and green and stuff like that.
The white one looked so good.
Yes, that was dope. I love that. The white color was great, but this like yellowish for the actual color, it's kind of eh.
Yeah, I think green. I did it as it's a Kabuto's palette, like with blue eyes, and it looked pretty good. But I don't mind. Like, I think looking at the other, that's the problem as well. Is looking at the other suits for 01 from the scans. Not to do mild and big spoilers. It's so far the rest of the suits don't look great. Like on 01, the Vulcan and Valkyrie and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like the Flying Falcon suit.
Flying Falcon doesn't look good just because the color scheme isn't great.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm hoping the other ones we get it will mesh better.
I got a question for you guys. Like,
yes, Meta,
because I got this in the first impression, and like, it is. Do any of these suits actually feel like Kamen Rider? Because when I looked at this, I was like, "This is a non-well-known Toku suit right here."
Yeah, it looks like it's got things. I think the entire toy line is super Kamen Rider, and that's like 90% of the reason I'm into it is because of how amazing the toy line looks. If you showed me that, I'd think it was like Space Deleter or something like.
Yeah.
Like, like every year when the Sentai teasers start coming out, and someone will throw like a weird like Korean Toku out there.
As long as it doesn't look like Zydo or whatever
that is.
the Zydo's the really weird like Philippine Toku from like the 80s, and it looks really weird.
It was meant to be like the Philippines' answer to Space Sheriffs.
Yeah.
I think.
The thing I like about 01 is that it doesn't look like a Kamen Rider, as weird as that sounds. Because, like, if you think about the transition from Showa to Heisei, Ichigo, and then you have the Kuga lineup, they don't really look similar. Like, they look similar enough, but they look different enough at the same time to, like, have a difference. And I think 01 is a perfect, like, futuristic, modern transition from Heisei to Reiwa.
Yeah, it feels like they're doing like there's a lot of send-ups. Obviously, like Grasshopper thing goes back to all Kamen Riders. Having Falcon, we've had like that in O's and stuff. So there's a lot of things that are coming back because we've had so much time because of like leaks to look at the suits. There's a lot in the suit design which I think is really clever. Like how, like 01 himself, everything is all over his main body. Like he has, I think it's a black suit and it's all over his main body. But then if you look at Vulcan and Valkyrie, only half their body, the half that they've like injected the gun into, takes on the traits of the animal because they're basically like hacking what looks like an android body.
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of like little thematic things in the suit, in both sides of the suit. And because like the whole plot line is that Aristo is the only one who's actually technically allowed to use the progress keys. Everyone else is kind of like putzing around with them. He gets like the full suit kind of deal.
Yeah. When I woke up, and saw the leaks and the previews, I thought Vulcan was 01, and I thought, wow, 01 looks really sick. and then I read like the translation 01 Vulcan, and I thought, oh,
Wake up! Imagine sleeping. I was at work when the leaks dropped.
I woke up. I was like, oh, I'll stay up till leaks. Maybe I'll stream it. And it got to about 2 a.m. and they hadn't leaked. And I was like, fuck it, I'll go to bed. And it was about an hour after I went to bed that everything leaked. And I was like, fuck.
jeez.
I was so annoyed. I think I tweeted this. I did tweet this. I have my big theory is that the plot of 01 is just Operation Overdrive.
When you compare to Operation Overdrive.
So, okay, here's my thing. Now, this does include like a mile. I think it's been released publicly now. But 01 shows up in Overquartzer, right?
Yeah.
And he henshins into Flying Falcon.
Yeah.
And when he does it, during the henshin, there's this like weird. It looks like one of the robots, like I can't remember what they're called, Humor Gear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It looks like one of the Humor Gear, right? And he's the only one who can use like the full high-den system right now. Everyone else is using guns, or there's Jin and Horobi who are using some other weird system, right? But he's the only one using a high-den driver. And it says that he inherits it from his grandfather. Now, my entire theory goes out the water the second we see a mum and dad. But what company on planet Earth does a granddad die and the grandson inherits it? The son inherits the penny, right?
Maybe it's like Batman.
Maybe it's like that. Well, that's what I would think, right? Maybe that's what they'll use to explain it away. But my theory is Grandpappy Hayden was too busy being a business mogul, making his fucking Mishima Zaibatsu, forgot to have kids and went, well, there's all these lifelike human robots. I'd better make myself a grandson, because that ties all the way back into Showa with Kamen Rider Ichigo basically being like 90% robot. It would all come back together.
As mentioned, Jin and whatever. I'm hoping we get to see more forms for them, because they do steal the Flying Falcon key for Jin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping we get more stolen forms like that.
Well, before we saw the trailer, we saw like the live conference, and when I heard that voice, like you, Karn, like I was all in for that. The a jump to the sky turns to a rider kick.
Prog rise! Top be like a rise! Rising hopper!
A jump to the sky turns to a rider kick.
That is so cool. I love that so much.
See, that's the bit I like the least.
How dare you?
It's grown on me. I like it more now because of like the other ones, like Flying Falcon and stuff. But it's the authorized progrise that I'm like, and now that I've seen how the toy line works, each of the like how like it's like squash, sparkling, and whatever the fuck else in Gaim.
Mm-hmm.
In this, it's like Kilo Rise, Mega Rise, Terrorize, Kilobyte, Megabyte, Terabyte, but also terrorize, like to terrorize someone. So I fell in love with that too. So the sounds are 10 out of 10.
I just love that it sounds like it would be futuristic, modern, like how it is in 2019. It just sounds so good. Like we've had those like minute-long jingles, especially with Grand Geo, and I love how like sort of simple the jingle is for 01, and the standby sounds really cool, and the English that goes along with it sounds really cool, and the Microsoft Mike Sam whatever voice sounds really cool, and I just love that jingle so much. Like I can't tell you how excited I am to see the rest of the toys to do all that.
Yeah.
When we actually saw the trailer, for some reason it didn't hook me as much as I thought it would. It's been 40 years of Kamen Rider, guys. Sentai's having the same problem. What can we do? How can they keep this up? I'm guessing it's going to be like an episodic thing with an overarching story, or maybe there's like some story sprinkled up around. But Sentai's having enough trouble as it is, and that didn't even have a hiatus like Kamen Rider did. So like, with Kamen Rider, I just really hope they can have a good story, or maybe a good character, or good characters to follow along with. Or if Karn is right and goes with the weird Operation Overdrive thing, that would be great. I would love that. That'd be cool. But like, the suits can only do so much. I want to see a good story, or good characters, or memes. Make it like Blade all over again and just have memes everywhere or something, you know?
Yeah, I was super on board, and that trailer dropped, and I was watching. I was like, yes. And he does that cool thing where he's like walking in, and it's all slow mo. I was like, yeah. He's like, Jin Kazama, I'm loving this. And then he turns around and does the what happened? And I was like, for fuck's sake. I know Tsukasa and Tendo are in the minority, and I don't need an absolute asshole, but just like just one guy who just wants to be a badass. And I know maybe that doesn't track well with the kids or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't care about Japanese children.
Yeah, we want the real story.
We want the real stories for grown-ups.
Oh man, that reminds me of the stereotype. Oh, remember when Kamen Riders were manly men? Bring back all that stuff.
Hard cut to Cougar and Ichijo nearly kissing in the first episode.
Oh man, I get what you're saying, Karn, because I've had the exact same problem with Sentai for a while. Like, I want more of a serious leader type. Like, everybody else can be goofy. They can be comic relief for all I care. But, like, I love Tendo. I love Tsukasa, and they're, like, some of my favorite writers ever, too. But they gotta be serious at some point.
Even Sento. Obviously, Sento had his serious moments, but it's always back plot. Like, someone who's really good at a thing. Really good detective. Really good underpants. Really good at friends. And then it's like, and then goofy. Bad shit happens, and they're like, oh, this is sad. And then they're like, serious, tough secondary shows up. And
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm a serious.
All right.
I would just love it just if once we just had like Aruto, whatever his name is, Arturo, not even be a like a Tsukasa type, just be like, yo, I'm serious. I want to fight. I want to take care of this. And the secondary's like, what?
Nani?
Yeah, dude, give us like a Date Akira writer.
Yes.
I feel like that would be the perfect fit because like he's the most serious badass secondary I can think of because like this man's over here being a war doctor and stuff, and AJ's like, I got on the transfer the next day, chief. He's like, good for you.
Yeah, congrats.
If the main writer isn't exactly how I want it, like the cast can pick up the slack because at least Sentai it's 5 or 6 people, so someone can pick up the slack. Here, Yuger, King had a lot of focus, but at least his team had like their focused episodes and stuff to pick up like their personalities that I wish they had. Same with Gokaiger, at least each one had a personality. So like if 01's cast can pick up a lot of the slack that the lead doesn't have, or maybe since we have 2 more writers this time, there can be a lot more focus because you gotta focus on the writers more than the non-writer cast, like how XA did. They had a lot of the writers, so they had to focus on a lot of the writers too to sell those toys. And hey, if they have a toy each episode, then at least it'll have like characterization for something or someone.
So I see a lot of different seasons in 01. One of the things that I am seeing, and it's not just because like Horobi or Jin look like Bloodstock, but there is a build feel I have.
Yeah.
And I think that's something why, even though I like Shio as well as build, I think I prefer build.
You monster.
Because, yeah, I know, what a piece of shit. What I love about Banjo, Gentoku, and Kazumi is while they all interact with Sento, none of their motivations are intrinsically tied to Sento.
Yes, I love that.
Whereas, like, I love Gates and Wars, but their whole deal is, Sento, come here. Sento, I love you. I hate you.
You mean Sogo?
Sogo, sorry.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? Protagonists, they all melded into each other eventually. But like in Build, it was like, there was like the Hokuto and the different regions. Yeah. And I kind of get that feeling out of like Ames and Hayden and the whatever they're called, Operation Thunderhack.com or whatever the fuck the other guys are called. So I like the idea that maybe like they've all got different goals. So rather than it being like Hayden obsessed, like, yeah, obviously Vulcan's eventually going to be like, Tomodachi. But like, hopefully they'll have something a little bit more to do in their own little divisions. And when they come together, it's not just all about 01.
I say this like every single time it's previous seasons for Kamen Rider. I've said this ever since I started the channel back when like 4 years ago. Every single time. I wish I could say more other than I hope it's good. Because I said that for Build, Geo, Xade. The suits can be cool, the characters can be cool. I just hope the show is good.
Okay, let's put it this way. Hopefully the crossover movie between the 2 writers is going to be 01 and Build. That's the best thing we can hope for.
Well, I just hope that fucking Takeshi Hongo shows up because he's on borrowed time as it is. He needs to be in a Rider movie one last time.
I thought he said Ichigo was his last one, the Ghost Ichigo movie.
That would be it. Can you?
You know what? I'd be fine with that. That movie really is not that bad.
Non-ghost opinion aside, I actually like the movie, but it's in ghost, and I'll leave it there.
Even if it was good, the fact that this is like next generations and is gonna have like Reiwa, Showa, and possibly Heisei, it would be a nice way for him to be like, okay, I'm done now for real. I'm gonna go enjoy my retirement and then die. Oh, here's the thing I wanted to say though is I think there's a lot of expectation put on Sentai Kamen Rider. If the season is not for you, that's fine.
Yeah,
like it's okay to like if you're the type of person who wants to then analyze why it isn't for you, that's fine. For me, like I just didn't care about like a couple of seasons recently, so I just kind of dipped. And I just thought it's not the end of the world. Like obviously, I want Kamen Rider and Sentai to be amazing, but I don't even know what it was. Like, I don't even know if, and this might be something that a lot of people feel is that, or don't realize they feel, is that maybe it isn't that the shows have changed. And there are parts of the shows that have changed. Yeah. But maybe you just don't feel the same as the way you used to.
Yeah, definitely.
So when you found Tokusatsu 5 years ago, you were a different person. So maybe it's almost like intangible what we actually want out of Rider and Sentai now.
I just want to inject one small thing. All right, I will agree with you on everything there, except for Tokuger and O's exist.
In what regard? In good or bad?
And they are perfect.
Oh yeah, and sometimes it is just a case that there is a dip in quality. But I think also it's like,
all right, look, you go from Tokuger to the Ninja, you're obviously going to be like, what the fuck?
I knew I could be friends with you, Meta. You said Tokuger's the best.
I will defend the Tokuger Gaim crossover with my dying breath.
For one, a lot of people don't like Tendo Soji from Kabuto, and I think that season is great. It is good. I love Kabuto. Don't at me.
Whoa. People cannot dislike Tendo Soji. He is a god among men. All right?
Say what you will about Gio, but at least it finally gave the protagonist of Kabuto the right Zector.
That's what I'm saying! Bruh! Gio also gave the worst character in Hibiki the main character's ability. And I still hate that.
Yeah. Zio also locked AG in his closet for the entire crossover episode.
Oh yeah, no, I will not like.
He also made.
You're not going to hear me defending Gio for O's for what they did to Gaim.
Yeah, they made him a hobo window washer. Like, come on, guys, really?
When I saw the next episode preview and Kurito Dan was, and I don't care whether you like or dislike Kurito Dan, that's not the point. But when I saw that Kurito Dan was the focus of the O's tribute. I'm really enjoying Gio now, but that's about as close as I've come to.
All right, but we'll save the Gio discussion for when it's over. I will say, Gio, how dare you do that to Blade? Blade was.
I hope they don't kill off Valkyrie super early or at all. And
everyone thinks they're going to kill the female writer, but like I honestly think they're going to be left field and kill the male writer.
Possibly, that may be a thing. They may kill her off. But this comes from this preconceived notion that girl riders get killed.
I mean, Poppy didn't die, sorta.
Sort of. Here's some fucking statistics for you. I went in a voice call with my girlfriend the other week, and I went through a list of every female rider and every male rider, and there are less female riders proportionally, not just numerically, percentage, than male riders who have died. Out of all the female riders that exist and all the male riders that exist, more dudes have died than girls, percentage-wise. So even if Valkyrie does die, she's not another statistic.
That is the second best way you can put that. Thank you, Karn.
I don't want her to die. I really hope that we keep her. Another thing that I think would be cool is if they start doing a Kabuto thing, where titles get swapped around a lot. The main guy is getting followed around by that robot girl, and it sure would be fucking lit if Valkyrie 1 died and Robot Girl suddenly was like, "What are emotions?" and then just threw the progress key into a gun and became Valkyrie 2.
Wait. So what if that happens and like, you know how you're like, because they're confirmed human and they're only using like half the suit. What if that happens and she gets like full access?
Oh, I
like
do a thing that I wouldn't probably say on Marcos' stream, but you know what I'm saying.
Imagine, like, if something like that does happen and they get full access to the secondary suits.
That would be so cool.
Dude, that's why I would feel like it'd be cool if they if the main character ended up not really even dying, but wasn't able to do it anymore, and the two secondaries took it on.
That would be so lit.
I would love that.
Just
When I first started watching Kabuto, I wasn't into that, where they're the writers changed, why are there so many of the bees? He's like a hoe or something. But then when I rewatched it like a couple months ago for my videos, I really liked it. I hope I would enjoy it if 01 did the same thing.
Yeah, well, especially when it came to the bee, my brain tries to form patterns and theories and everything. So I was like, "There's so many bees because they're a hive."
Oh my, that makes sense.
Karn's just big braining it.
That's me, bro. I spent an hour looking at a color chart Venn diagram one night. Decayed is pink, gates red.
Sogo white.
Sogo white. Oh yeah, I see a lot of Exe. That's the thing is I keep seeing a lot of other seasons in 01, which will either mean that they're gonna be the same story or they're gonna just pull a weird mix that means it's completely unique.
Yeah.
Horobo and Jin. Hobo and Jin. Horobi and Jin.
Hobo and Jin.
Hobo and Jin. They're just pyrite and graphite. They're weird hacky boys in different costumes who are probably going to end up being good guys or
find costume because
you know what I mean. If you saw them in the mall, you'd go, "What the fuck are you wearing?"
Not here in Southern California. That's normal.
Well, no, okay, but if you went to someone's place of work and there's doctor, guy wearing cosplay, you go to someone's office and it's a guy wearing normally.
You don't have that in Wales?
No, not usually. Well, it depends where you go. But you know what I mean? I just feel they're going to be pyrite and graphite. They're probably going to turn. There's going to be a greater threat. Humagear kind of like Smash, kind of like Bugsters.
Yeah.
They're going to be the hackers are going to be Bugsters. Humagear are humans too. We've got to liberate them. There's a lot of recurring themes there that could happen. I hope it's not the same, but I just get this feeling it will be.
People in chat keep comparing it to Iron Man, so that's why I'm so glad that when it came out day one, I was this is literally Toku Iron Man Armored Adventures. This is literally going to be it.
To add to the Iron Man, the thing that holds the progress keys and is also the weapon is a briefcase. So maybe we could get some Iron Man 2 shit where they kick the briefcase at him and he kicks it up and it throws a progress key into
Yeah. Dude, can we appreciate that they're literally just cassette tapes?
Yes, I love that.
There was a 60-year-old man in the room just you know what the gimmick should be? Cassette tapes.
Well, that's the thing. When I first saw it and I didn't know they flipped out, I really thought flipped out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally flip out and not go crazy. I really thought it was full on cassette tapes. And I was like, bro, we better get a Vaporwave Kamen Rider. Just an 80s full on indulgence. It's gonna be a little cassette tape player and you have to wind the tapes and shit.
You gotta rewind to Henshin.
Yeah. The belt's be kind, rewind. I love that this is basically Detroit Become Human.
Oh man,
I'm the Humagear sent from Hayden.
Quantic Dreams don't get on that. Quantic Dreams get on that. I want to see an interactive Kamen Rider story.
A David Cage Kamen Rider game.
Dude,
oh my god!
I want a Kamen Rider game that's not a beat 'em up. I'll take interactive David Cage, even if it turns out to be political commentary.
Yeah, legit. I'm tired of Climax Scramble. Give me something good.
Oh my god. Narutaki walking around a mall shouting on an indicator.
Exactly. Give me a non-Kamen Rider Smash game.
I want a full-on RPG.
Same.
Maybe an original rider, the main character. You can recruit other riders or whatever. But it's because that's what I liked about one of the Batch Ride games. I want to say it's Genesis 3 with the cinema character. There's elements of they're doing an original story with riders, but then the actual game is just Muso.
Traveler Sengeki on the DS was kind of the closest we've got to that, but it's still a beat 'em up. So well, guys, it's the 30-minute mark. So let's have our almost final preview thoughts. Final preview thoughts for this. Meta, let's go first. Final preview thoughts on 01 before it actually airs next month.
I'm hopeful. I just hope the villains pull it together with just more than their wardrobe. Kill off the main writer, please. That way we can have a thrown for the loop story. Make the secondaries become all cool. Give me that duo that isn't double.
Cautious. I'm not even cautiously optimistic. I'm pretty placid right now. I'm just waiting to see what happens. I again, say what you will about Gaim. I'm not getting into discourse, but what I would just love again is to have that Yuya moment in a Kamen Rider season where you go, like, literally 2 minutes of an episode makes you go, oh, fuck, everything I knew has changed.
Build was
I
like
need that again. Build had that, but it was more like slow, like it was little like 1-2 punches. It was like, oh, this is happening. This is happening.
To be fair, that was kind of Goten build.
Yeah,
it was amazing. I love that in build, but I want like a combination of that with just a moment where someone's just like just has this like act. Like I want to feel like I wasn't expecting something, and maybe that's why I'll probably need to get off Toku Twitter. Just leave Twitter when 01 starts. I'm gonna go bankrupt for the toys.
Chat on YouTube, if you want to say something for here, I'll post your comments on the video once I edit it together. All right. Well, for my final thoughts, to echo the past 3 years, I hope 01 is good. It's the first season of the Reiwa era, so like I'll get that it's having growing pains, that it still needs to like get into the Reiwa feel, whatever that's gonna be, because so far it seems like it's gonna be a Heisei Phase 3, which is my biggest concern. I hope it's not a Heisei Phase 3 under a new name. So I hope it's good, and we'll wait to see when the season's over.
Oh, can I have a meme a sec? You know, like how Double started and it was like 2 in 1, and then O's got revealed, and like a couple people were like, maybe it'll be 3 in 1. That's what should set Reiwa apart. Is every season it's just called 01, then 02, then 03, but completely different seasons, but there's just more riders. By the time we get to the 10th anniversary, there's just 10 people, and Decade's like, oh, for fuck's sake, I can't deal with this again.
Look, man,
That's true.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna bleep that whole sentence out, Meta. All right, well, thank you everyone for joining this live stream. Thank you, Karn and Meta, for joining me.
I don't know about you. I watch Ryu Kendo.
Hey, a man of culture. Good night, everyone.